zone.
Fred the Curious Frog. In the heart of a green forest beside a sparkling pond filled with lily pads, lived a curious frog named Fred. Fred loved his pond. He loved the cool water, swimming fish, the buzzing dragonflies, and the warm sunshine. But more than anything, Fred loved reading and listening stories. Every year, birds flying south would stop by the pond and tell tales of faraway places. "I've seen mountains taller than the clouds," said a bluebird. "I've crossed oceans that stretch farther than the eye can see," said a seagull. Fred's eyes grew wide every time he heard these stories. "Oh, how I wish I could see the whole world," he sighed. One morning, Fred gathered his best friends. There was Lily, a smart little tree frog with bright green spots. There was Benny, a cheerful bullfrog who loved to sing. And there was Milo, a tiny frog who was small but very brave. "I've decided," Fred announced. "I'm going to see the whole world. We're coming too," they said together. So the four frogs packed tiny bags filled with berries and set off on their adventure. Their first stop was a meadow full of colorful flowers. The frogs had never seen so many colors before. Red flowers, yellow flowers, purple flowers, and butterflies dancing everywhere. "This is amazing!" cried Fred. But Lily smiled and said, "The world is already bigger than we imagined." Next, they reached a rushing river. The water was too wide to jump across. "What do we do now?" asked Benny. Just then, a friendly turtle named Timothy appeared. "Hop onto my shell," he said. One by one, the frogs climbed aboard, and Timothy carried them safely across. "Thank you," they called. "Adventures are easier with friends," Timothy replied. Fred thought about that all day. A few days later, the frogs arrived at a hill. They climbed and climbed until they reached the top. Below them stretched forests, rivers, fields, and distant mountains. Fred gazed at the view. "Wow," he whispered. For the first time, he realized how enormous the world really was, and yet he wanted to keep exploring. The frogs traveled for many more days. They met friendly rabbits, wise owls, playful otters, and hardworking beavers. Each animal taught them something new. The rabbits taught them kindness. The owls taught them patience. The otters taught them how to have fun. The beavers taught them teamwork. Soon, Fred understood that seeing the world wasn't only about visiting places. It was also about meeting new friends and learning new things. At last, after many weeks, the frogs returned home. Their forest pond looked just as beautiful as when they had left. The water sparkled. The dragonflies buzzed. The lily pads floated gently in the sunshine. Benny sighed happily. "I miss this pond." "So did I," said Milo. Lily nodded. "Sometimes you need to leave home to appreciate it." Fred smiled. "The world is full of amazing places," said Fred. They cheered and jumped into the pond with a giant splash. And as the sun set over the forest, Fred began dreaming of his next adventure. The end.
Thank watching. Please subscribe to my channel.